Let's get ready to grumble!
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the Royal Grumble. I am your host, Graeme, and sitting opposite me, directly opposite me on a round table and staring intently at figures, it's Daryl.
Hiya.
Hello, Daryl.
Oh, right.
You excited about all the San Diego Comic-Con stuff?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, don't worry, listeners.
Well, you don't get a choice.
Yeah, don't worry, listeners. We're not doing a full podcast on wrestling.
Maybe you could do your own podcast.
Maybe.
Yeah.
There may be something. I don't know if I'm going to be bothered. I don't know if I have time, but I'll try.
Well,
I'm just very excited. There's a Pete
lazy.
There's a Pete Dunne figure. I'm very excited about that.
I mean, if you don't do it, you're almost as lazy as someone signing with WWE. We got you, Will. Yeah. You're sitting in the corner to my left. It's Dan.
Hi.
Hello, Dan.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Splendid.
G1 started, didn't it?
Wonderful. Yes. Well, let's get into it. Come on. Let's. What were your highlights so far?
So I haven't managed to watch, even though there's only been 4 shows.
Sorry,
so
hold
far.
on. You haven't managed to watch.
Just because.
Do you even like New Japan?
All I'm saying is he's watched the same amount of New Japan that I have.
Oh.
I think.
Oh.
No.
Who's the real New Japan fan?
Oh no, maybe he's watched one more match than me.
Okay.
I'm one match short of everything that's happened so far. I haven't
Oh.
seen the main event from today's show to date, which is day 4.
Oh well, to be fair then, mate, he's mugged you off completely, Daryl. Like,
All right. I drove him here. Walk home.
So the big thing so far, I hope everyone's keeping up with the world charts. You can still get the world charts and catch up with it anyway.
Everybody has received theirs now.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for doing that, Daryl.
Yeah, thank you to everyone for
Thank
tweeting
you to the
pictures.
Royal Mail. We really like you, lads.
But I think the big parts about it are Jay White, who, as you mentioned before, is the only true heel in New Japan.
Yeah.
And has been killing it. He's had 2 matches so far. First night against Okada, who he defeated. And second, on night 3, he defeated Tanahashi. So he's defeated 2 former...
Aces.
Yeah, 2 former champions, which is the second and third champions he's beat this year. And he's on a roll, and his promos have been excellent too.
Makes a change.
Another star from it has been Yano. So on night 2, he faced Ishii in a really great match. And today he faced Zack Sabre Jr. in a really great technical match that had a load of story to it. And he's really trying not to cheat, and he's having great matches.
And he won, did he?
No, he's lost both his matches.
That's all right. So which means it's still coming home. Yeah.
Zack Sabre Jr. is 1-on-1.
He's coming home, and I mean, that could be a touchy subject, which we'll sort of touch on a little bit in a moment. Any other particular highlights of the year?
So the A block it's definitely weighted towards the B block with the groupings, and B block has had the 2 best matches of the tournament so far, and they both happened on night 2, the opening night of B block. Kota Ibushi vs Zack Sabre Jr. was an absolutely amazing match. Were you supposed to see that match live?
I was supposed to see it in Farringdon. Yes, that's what I said last week, and I stand by it.
They had an absolutely excellent match. This time it was Kota Ibushi getting the win, so they're 1-on-1 in their little series this year. And then the main event, Omega versus Naito. And
it was good, weren't it?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, listeners. These two do watch bits of New Japan, Daryl more than Graeme.
Yep.
But it's very rare I get one of them messaging me to really go on about how great something was.
But that's how good I thought. Oh, okay. So I was going to lie and say it was me.
Daryl just sent a message just going, Omega Naito were brilliant, mate.
I just sent a message going, Mo Faarooq's just on a massive poo. That's all.
But yeah, they've had...
He has, though.
They've pretty much had the match of the tournament the last 2 years, and the third year they've opened up the tournament with an absolutely ridiculous contest again.
Yeah, what I didn't realise, because it's the first time that I've watched a G1, is that they have, on the A block nights, they also have B block tag matches to set up stuff the next night. So you had Omega being a bit heelish the night before.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's weird.
Yeah, so
knock them out. They're already doing this massive tournament that hurts everyone.
That's why it's the most ridiculous.
It is tag matches though, so they don't do much.
I assume it's
like Dave Finlay was tagging with not Dave Finlay. Is it Dave Finlay?
Yeah, Dave Finlay.
Yeah, Dave Finlay. Yeah, he was tagging with Juice, weren't he?
Right.
And C block.
What?
Dave Finlay's claiming the tag matches are all C block of the G1.
And is he winning them all?
I can't.
Because if he's not, then what's the point?
I think he's lost one.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, what's the point then?
But I think the best,
Great gimmick. I'm in the C block. What's your record? 1-1.
the thing
Well
I've
done, Dave.
enjoyed most on the tag matches leading up to stuff was on night 2 with Jay White, where he decided he couldn't. He said, "What's point? This isn't a G1 match," and tried to walk off. And then as he's walking off, he turned around to the camera and just goes, "Tanahashi is knackered though. I could do some damage to him. What the hell?" And walked back to the ring, did his damage, and then walked off.
Cheers. Well,
Good old Jay White.
Switchblade.
Yeah.
Switchblade. Switching between blades. That's it. Any other recommendations for the first week of G1?
There was interference. The Hangman Page match.
Yeah.
it
I
ended-
think it's the first DQ in like 5 years.
Yeah, so Hangman Page won his match against Fale.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fale.
Do you want me to go and get the chart?
It'd help. Via DQ because Tamatonga and Tangaloa come out and battered him, and then other Bullet Club come out later.
I thought the Tamatonga and all the mates were called something else club.
No, they're
It's a Bullet Club Civil War.
yeah. So like they've got
good. We need
t-shirts
more
that
of
say
them.
Firing Squad on them.
Firing squad,
But
that's right.
they
yeah.
claim that they're still Bullet Club because Tamatonga and Fale are 2 founding members of Bullet Club.
Right.
I think everybody else isn't a founding member. So what's that? Is it like Sugar Babes, where at one point nobody was a founding member?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Napalm Death don't have any original members either.
I mean, I think
That's
Sugar
a
Babes
weirder
is more
reference,
accessible to our listeners.
I mean,
Zack
most
Sabre
people.
Jr. did name a move after Napalm Death, not Sugar Babes.
Yeah, but let's not forget that most people who enjoy New Japan, their second favorite thing is Sugar Babes. So, like, you've got to bear that in mind. All the
know the audience you're catering to.
exactly, all the honeys, they're keen on the honeys.
With
Anyway.
a Z.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of honeys, while we were on our way to studio number 2 here,
You killed a bee.
no, we didn't
Good,
kill a bee.
Good, I'm glad.
But I saw a poster for concerts at Yorkshire Wildlife Park.
Yes,
and the
there
first one is S Club Honeys.
No, it's
no,
S Club 3 and Honeys. So
who's
you know,
Honeys then?
What Honeys are off of that song, off of about 1999. I don't know.
I'm just worried that the loud music will startle the animals.
No, I think they may have thought about that at the zoo.
Can we talk about S Club 3 a minute?
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah.
Which 3 members is it?
Right,
It's the racist one off Big
It's the
Brother. isn't
it's
it?
the racist one, the fat one,
the black one,
and the black one.
Oh, right.
Because that seems like the perfect
They
combination.
played
I
My
can't-
Freshers Week at
Yeah,
Kiel.
they did. I remember you telling
See,
me about
I can't be racist. Bradley do a backflip.
that.
The black one is called Bradley, by the way.
Okay. I think I used to watch the TV show
Yeah.
when they had a TV show on that.
Which one was it? Miami 7 or LA 7? Miami 7 was better. There was more bikinis.
Okay.
I'm not even sorry. I was about 12. It was quite an awakening for me.
Who's the one who was in the showy dinosaurs and stuff that was supposed to be like Doctor Who?
Hannah Spirit.
Yeah.
She was in Primeval,
That's
which
the
was
one.
totally not Doctor Who because it had dinosaurs instead.
No,
which makes it
there's a
completely
woman as the lead, weren't there?
different. No.
Was she
No.
not the lead?
I mean, she was for about 5 minutes, and then the doctor of paleontology not rocked up, and I was like, oh,
That's just sexist,
here's-
isn't it?
Yeah.
They should make a woman the lead, shouldn't
They
they?
did in Doctor Who. They've done it already.
Have they?
Yeah.
How are you finding that?
To be honest, I didn't really know until today when they've finally shown a trailer which actually shows her do something, and she's got a really weird northern accent. Now, I'm sure people said that about Christopher Eccleston, but I don't know why. It's just a little bit more noticeable because I thought she'd be really well
You could
pronounced.
say Capaldi has a weird even more a northern accent.
It's not weird, is it?
Eccleston's my doctor.
I know.
I didn't see the trailer because I stupidly watched the World Cup final on ITV, but I did get Roy Keane's
The
angry
trailer on
face.
BBC was a waste of time.
Okay.
It was literally, you'd have got more information, or at least equivalent information, from a photo shoot. Nothing happened. Nobody said anything.
Before
They were just sat in a calf, weren't they?
Yeah, nothing happened.
yeah, before we move back onto the wrestling, I just need to ask: was it a penalty?
What? I don't really care.
I thought it was.
Probably.
He swung his hand to it.
I'm not bothered.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not bothered. I just enjoyed the fact that I could enjoy the game. That's all I'm going to say. I enjoyed the fact that I could enjoy the game. That's fine. Because, you know why? Because it's not coming home. Speaking of not coming home, Zack Sabre Jr. He's contracted to New Japan Pro Wrestling, isn't he? Signed the contract earlier on this year, I believe.
Yeah.
That went well, didn't it?
What?
Well, you know Zack Sabre Jr. off of winning the Progress Super Strong Style 16,
Oh, yeah.
right? And you know, like I said, he's going to cash it in at Wembley.
Yeah.
Right? Cashed it. He was like, oh, Wembley, innit? And I was right. And Dan was like, oh, I don't know if he'll do it. Well, he said he was going to do it. Yeah, he's not going to be there.
New Japan are running a show that same night, the same one Will Ospreay got pulled off for.
Yeah.
However,
Oh, pulled off. Sorry,
I stopped myself.
I didn't.
But they have announced what they're doing to get around it,
Hmm.
and you know how I've talked before about I really like stuff that makes wrestling out to be an actual sport.
Yep.
So the idea is between the next 2 chapters is the United States tour. So if anyone wins 3 matches consecutively between the next 2 chapters, they get added to the main event at Wembley against the champion, whoever that may be. And the champion, whoever it may be after the next Wednesday, will have to defend the title every night.
Very good.
So the title can change hands multiple times, which probably won't happen, but
Might do.
everyone who isn't already in a match at Wembley is eligible. So even people who are like on a few shows on the US tour, like Brody King and Ricky Shane Page, can get to Wembley main event.
Does this mean that the Wembley is going to be main evented by Chuck Mambo? Because if it does, I'm out.
My prediction was the main event will be Travis Banks, Walter, TK Cooper, who Travis Banks will help cheat to get
I thought
into
TK
it.
Cooper was after going the Atlas title though.
Yeah, but then he's challenging next Wednesday against Doug Williams.
Right. Okay.
But my idea is, because he doesn't win that match, Travis Banks will make sure he wins 3 consecutive matches, so he's in the ring to kind of help him defend it.
Sure. Okay.
And then Tyler Bate, because there's quite a few people who believe Tyler Bate was going to win Super Strong Style, and
Right.
Zach was the second option, but then he got injured on night 3.
Right.
So
The WWE lending them anyone for Wembley? Like
they've not said yet.
This would seem like the perfect opportunity for WWE to swoop in and go have, I don't know, someone. The only name that comes up to is Cassius Ohno, but have anyone like that, Roderick Strong or someone. Just like it seems like the perfect way for WWE to swoop in. Triple H to go, look, never mind your New Japan who take your people away. We'll give you people. Look at us. Also come to all the NXT tapings.
Yeah. They said they wanted to have more matches announced by now, but because of situations out of their hands, it's been.
Yeah,
a bit
I had an
bad.
argument with someone about this on Twitter because
Go on, what
Alan Cheapshot on Twitter.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I don't know.
He
I
was
don't.
going, I don't know why people are having a go at Progress. That should be sorry. I don't know why people are having a go at New Japan. They should be having a go at Progress for backing the wrong horse. Backing the wrong horse, which was WWE. Backing the wrong horse. That's what basically it was. It's like, they shouldn't get into bed with WWE. Blah blah. It's right. And I said, I think people might be a little bit annoyed considering that New Japan didn't make any effort whatsoever to get Omega and Ibushi and all these guys. Naito wasn't there at Super Strong Style. So they didn't make any effort to get them to Super Strong Style, a New Japan show in the UK. Sorry, Strong Style Evolved in the UK. A New Japan show in the UK for all intents and purposes because they were off doing their own thing. Yet when Zach and Will want to do their own thing in Progress, it's, oh no, we've got a show that day, back you come. So
Yeah,
it seems like I understand that the whole thing was that the New Japan show over the States was co-promoted, wasn't it? And the Young Bucks technically they weren't there, but they're technically Ring of Honor contracted, the dual contract or whatever. But I think it's people are looking at it and going, well, hold on. When it came to your own show, you were like, don't worry about it, Kenny. You stay in America and hire some pedophiles. We'll be here in Britain. We'll get Aussie Open in. But when it comes to Progress doing like a big show that they actually booked far in advance, and actually, in fact, they had a date. I get that they're contracted, so that's their primary job. But it's poor form if someone has a date to then go, oh, now we need you to come in. Like,
yeah.
If you were at your job, Daryl, and you have a day off and you've got something booked on that day off, and your work go, actually, we need you to come in, you're not going to be happy about it, are you?
No, and there's a 99% chance that I wouldn't go in either.
But you probably wouldn't have to, but it
No.
seems somehow in this situation they have to. And
You'll just let the patient die then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dr. Daryl.
Yeah.
I'm a gynecologist.
Do we need to cut that part?
No, it's fine.
Just don't tell people what hospital you work at. Northern General. Oh no, sorry. There's loads of Northern General hospitals in Sheffield.
Can you imagine if I was actually a doctor? Can you imagine that?
No, I can't.
Because like I would breach patient confidentiality like something rotten. Like
Yeah.
I'd just be telling you all stories.
So Poor Progress have been kicked in the nads a little bit here, haven't they?
Yeah,
I would
but
actually
this is-
argue that the Zach thing isn't as much of an issue for them as the Will Ospreay thing is.
Yeah, I think the Will Jimmy Havoc match was the one people were most looking forward to.
Yeah.
But it's the culture we're in now. It's the price of success as far as I can.
It's more of a shame
tell.
because they've built stuff up, haven't they? Because that Will
Yeah.
Ospreay match were built up, weren't it? And the Zack Sabre Jr.'s won a
It's
whole tournament thing.
Yeah.
Well, the Will Ospreay Jimmy Havoc match has got like 4 or 5 years worth of build to it.
Yeah.
It's a big match.
And it's
and
the
it's a shame.
biggest British wrestling show, like, in my lifetime. Well, I don't know
Yeah.
if it's ever, but it's definitely in my lifetime. It's just a bit of a shame for them. Because even though they did dirty with that thing for World Cup final, or they could have done, like, still don't want to see them, like struggle.
Well, ultimately, like I say, for me, it comes back to New Japan pulling a power play and going, well, you're contracted to us, so back you come.
Yeah.
And I wonder if Will and Zach really thought about that. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying they shouldn't have signed for New Japan. Obviously, it's their dream to work there. I get that. I'm not saying about that by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just saying that, like, when they're committing to stuff like this in future, obviously, they're going to have to think twice and go, look.
I bet Progress won't use them as much.
I
They weren't using
think
them that as
they
much
probably
anyway.
they weren't, and they were starting to dial them down. And I think part of the idea of this was it was going to be a bit of a goodbye for the two of them.
Yeah.
And now
I bet they're
it's-
good about it.
I'm sure they are.
'Cause it's
No, I'm
like
sure they feel
Biggest
bad.
British wrestling show potentially ever.
Exactly, a company that they both will definitely help build, and Zach was involved with helping build as well. Yeah, I'm sure they're
Yeah.
devastated. But
See,
that's the thing. You sign a contract, and that's what happens.
a lot of people are gutted about him not being on show, and Zach's probably my favourite wrestler in the world right now. But I'm just like, well, it's more about the thing. It's if someone gets injured before WrestleMania, do you get upset about it?
Yeah.
I don't. I'm just.
Yeah,
I'm
but
just
but if you're emotionally invested in a storyline or an angle, and
I
that
think that says a bit about Progress of storytelling then for me, doesn't it? As much as I like Progress, the storytelling sometimes lacks, doesn't it?
I don't know, because, like, I mean, the stories I heard of Progress were that they told interesting stories and stuff, but that was, like, early on.
Yeah.
The shows we've been to, I've not really been impressed, like, with, like, angles and stuff. There's odd 1 or 2 bits, but so are they not that good anymore? Is it mainly matches?
They struggle with some stuff sometimes, like having a face win a title and then stay a face afterwards.
Yeah,
Stuff like that is bad. But
even I know that from a few times.
they're enjoyable shows, but you're more going back because of the brand than the gripping storylines or anything like that.
Yeah. Like I say, I've only ever seen shows that I've been to lives, and I just heard that they, like, from when they first started, because, like, you know, because they're all called Chapter, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like, I listened to a few podcasts and people were saying that, like, they're like Chapters because there's chapters in a story and they're good at storytelling.
My favourite Progress show ever is still the one where Pete Dunne wins the title because it's a complete story in one show.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that show, and it has like it's the Empire Strikes Back ending to it, and like perfect music to end it and everything. It's a really great show, and it has the amazing 8-minute match between Will Ospreay and Matt Riddle. That is just it's a third act sprint for 8 minutes. It's amazing.
Going forward, then, do we think Progress are going to hang the hat on people who aren't signed to deals?
No, they'll definitely work with WWE and do WWE co stuff.
See, this is another thing. Like, in my head, I may be wrong here. I'm sure it has happened with the opposite, but this is what's annoying me a little bit. Is like people slate WWE for taking talent off and things, and they get ripped for stuff like this. But generally speaking, if there's something like that happens, they do a make good.
Yeah.
Like, just for example, we were in Sheffield.
We got Dakota Kai.
Nixon Newell got hurt on WWE's show, so they went, well, okay, you've been left with that main event, so here's Dakota Kai. Doesn't mean a lot to WWE. It's just a random development.
It's good for relationships between
exactly.
companies, isn't it?
And
the equivalent would be if that happened when the Greatest Royal Rumble was on the same night. New Japan haven't really got any talent they could send over as a replacement. I mean, who was the biggest name that was left off of the last US show was Goto.
Yeah.
If you were a Progress fan who didn't necessarily follow New Japan as much and you wanted to see Zack and Will, and instead you got Goto, you'd be a bit.
No, but it's the offer though, isn't it? Like, it's,
I mean,
because no offense to Dakota Kai, I don't watch NXT until like once Takeover is coming up. I binge watch a few episodes to catch up.
Yeah.
I'd never seen Dakota Kai before in my life, so I was like, who is this?
But I knew who she was. I knew of her. Like,
I didn't even know of her.
fair
Like, I literally didn't know who she was. I thought she was some Progress like person coming back, and that's why everyone were going mental for her. I didn't know.
Right.
She has worked for Progress before. She did the US tour last year.
Literally don't know anything about her. But
She
that's
was already
not
signed.
that's
at that
not a
point.
negative on her. It's just that I don't follow the product that she's in.
Yeah.
But I could see it was a big deal, and people were excited. You telling me that if Goto came out, like there'd be enough people in that room that know who Goto is, and be like, this is pretty all right. We've not got Zach, but this is a nice surprise.
I think it'll help as well when the other London company have had Goto over several times.
Yeah, I suppose. But I just feel like, I don't know, like.
I think
They've
even
been
if
gone for a bit.
it wasn't a make good on the actual show, even if they said, look, we're literally running a show, so we can't lend you anybody, but in future we could offer, and perhaps Progress would have to then go, no, we can't because we're in bed with WWE, so we can't do it. But there's been no implication of that whatsoever. It's just been, you're under contract to us, too bad.
I suppose they haven't got a reason to because they haven't got that relationship with Progress, which is.
I don't think anyone saw this coming though. I don't think anyone saw like the first sort of, to my mind, the first sort of big contractual dispute about a wrestler getting pulled from a UK show would be Progress and New Japan rather than WWE pulling someone from somewhere.
Yeah.
Like even when WWE pulled Mick Foley from that ICW show from Fear and Loathing, the biggest ICW show, like up until now, at that point was probably the biggest British wrestling show in history. They sent bloody Finn Balor back, injured Finn Balor, but Finn Balor
nonetheless. We're still mint, innit?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's interesting to see a lot of people, and that's the same reason why I argued with this guy. And like a lot of people buy into, well, it's New Japan. It's people let them off a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
Not everyone has. A lot of people slide New Japan. I think if you approach both situations equally, you know that's not a problem. But yeah, like I say, it's interesting. This could be, maybe this is the beginning of a negative effect that the growth of British wrestling is having on companies like Progress.
More of that going to our archive for the debate we had.
Yeah. Do it.
How many episodes ago was it? Like 3 weeks ago?
I know, it's called The Great Debate too.
Yeah.
So while we talk about New Japan, shall we talk about the news that broke literally the day we recorded last week, but it was after we finished recording?
Yeah, we should do that, yeah, because by the time we got home, this had happened. Yeah.
So Ring of Honor announced that there's going to be a show on the 6th of April, I believe, Saturday the 6th of April.
Well, you should know.
Saturday, it is Saturday the 6th of April, at Madison Square Garden, and it's been promoted as Ring of Honor versus New Japan. And they announced specifically from New Japan, Okada, Naito, and Tanahashi.
There you go. So that's.
I've got a dilemma, lads.
Yeah,
Right.
that's your dilemma, mate.
So, the way I'm going to buy the tickets is a travel package, and I know there's a few. I've read online. There's a few people saying you don't need to buy a travel package, but I don't want the stress of having to get Raw tickets for Raw.
Yeah.
Or tickets for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. The Raw tickets are the especially difficult ones to buy because if you imagine WrestleMania tickets, you could walk up probably on the day and go, I'd like to sit as far back as possible. Hello, here I go.
Yeah.
But Raw tickets, because there's 80,000 wrestling fans in an area where the arena only seats 10,000, they're the tricky ones to get.
Yeah. So that's why I want to get the travel package, just to make my life easier. Pay once, one and done. See you later. And in that ticket package will be a ticket for NXT. The card for NXT, I probably won't know until January at the earliest.
Yeah,
Maybe
probably.
work it out from January.
Yeah, you can probably start to figure out about then, can't you? Yeah.
The tickets for Ring of Honor versus New Japan, which I probably will sign up for Honor Club just so I can get them early.
Yeah.
If I get them.
Yeah.
Is they go on sale on the 8th of August or it's 11th of August for regular scum. So what do I do?
We chatted about this earlier. I said you should buy the Ring of Honor tickets, and literally as it gets a few weeks before, that's when you sell one set of tickets.
Yeah.
Whichever show looks the strongest.
Yeah, but what if at the end of the Ring of... Say if NXT looks the strongest,
but
at the end of the Ring of Honor show, Daniel Bryan walks out because he's not signing a contract, or CM Punk walks out just on stage, and it's just like, yeah, I'm here, lads. Like, and I've missed that because I've gone to see, like... Tommaso Ciampa versus Johnny Gargano 7. Like,
you're gonna be shocked at me saying this, mate. I think, but I think you got to go to Madison Square Garden.
This is how I was selling it to girlfriend because she's not into wrestling, but she'd prefer to go to like WWE branded things because I think she gets gets like it's the brand kind of thing.
Yeah, okay.
And I said to her, look, we're going to get tickets for NXT as part of the thing, but I need to sell you on this because it's history.
Yeah.
And that's what's selling me on it most is it the first time ever, or is it just the first time since like the 60s?
It's the first time since at least, maybe even before the 60s.
Yeah.
Realistically, in any sort of modern time,
Yeah.
it's uncharted territory, isn't it?
Yeah, the first time that someone that's not WWE...
It might, depending on when the Triple H show is, it's definitely the first time that another American company
has ran
Madison
Madison Square Garden, not the little theatre that they've got. Because I think WCW ran the theatre, didn't they?
Almost certainly. Look, we're running some Madison Square Garden.
I don't think WCW only got anywhere got anywhere near the centre.
A company ran the theatre in Madison Square Garden, which isn't Madison Square Garden, it's just owned by them.
Yeah, it's the bit where that Lions Den match was.
Yeah. And right, so they've not announced, interestingly, they've not announced the Young Bucks or Kenny Omega because their contracts run out, I believe, in January.
Oh.
This is my issue. So what if they don't sign and the things are up in the air and there's the Young Bucks are still doing indie shows that weekend. You're a bit like Hardy Boys did, and the night of NXT there's a mystery tag team match and the Young Bucks come out and I'm at Ring of Honor.
You said this earlier and I thought, yeah, that makes sense, but thinking about it more, if they signed Omega and the Young Bucks, there is zero chance they'd be on NXT.
Yeah, I agree.
They'd
Even the Young Bucks, I don't think they wouldn't turn up on NXT. No
because
chance.
The Young Bucks have pop vinyl figures on sale in Hot Topic and the hottest seller in Hot Topic and stuff.
Yeah, they're literally
they're
too
outselling
big.
WWE stuff now.
Okay.
They'd be on WrestleMania.
Yeah, so if they do sign and they're a surprise, the surprise will be on WrestleMania. I'm 100% convinced of that.
Okay. Well, I don't know what I'm going to do yet.
Well, you can keep us updated on your decision.
I probably will buy Ring of Honor tickets, to be honest.
We'll definitely get them anyway.
Yeah.
It's good Joe Janela's Spring Break free instead.
Look, mate, it was a struggle selling my girlfriend to go to Madison Square Garden to see Ring of Honor versus New Japan. Do you think I had any chance of, do you want to go see this bloke at midnight? She'll be like, definitely not.
Just show her the hype videos when he does something weird again.
And that'll put her off. That'll put her off for life.
I mean, he's wrestling Hakushi on the show in August.
Right. My girlfriend, I don't think was alive. Oh no, she was probably like one when Hakushi was a thing. So like in WWE.
No, you still. I was about to say then, if she wasn't alive when Hakushi was a thing, then you'd be in trouble. But actually, no, it works out.
She was born in.
We're a lot older than we think we are.
She was born in 1995. Listeners, I'm not one of them. I'm not a Samuel.
In Your House 1 was his best performance in WWE, which was in 95. So.
Yeah, so she was either just born or not born yet. So she didn't experience Hakushi when he was around.
Splendid, good that we cleared that up. Really, Daryl.
Just to clarify, I'm not a paedophile.
Okay, thanks.
I just feel like we've got to clarify it.
Like a peep show of it. You're not a pedo. You're definitely not a pedo.
Speaking of questionable people.
Yeah. So guess who's back in the Hall of Fame, baby? When it comes crashing down and it hurts inside, unless it's racism.
Stay away from my daughter.
Yeah. So
it's the first time I've sung on the show, I think.
Hulk Hogan was at Extreme Rules.
No, you sang "It's Coming Home with Me" other week, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
What were you saying about Hulk Hogan?
Hulk Hogan was at Extreme Rules. Do you know why?
To apologise.
I'm sorry, brothers.
Literally brothers. Sorry.
Yeah, so he got
I'm sorry,
he got Apollo Crews and New Day to one side. Titus O'Neil weren't allowed in room because he don't like Titus.
Nope.
And he apologised, didn't he?
Yeah. And
then
then
that the New Day's accepted that apology.
Well, there's a whole thing on this because his apology did contain one particular thing that I think a lot of people are focusing on.
I've not seen his.
Have you right?
Well,
Okay.
read it already.
Right, you Phil, talk about what you think the situation is, whilst I try and read his actual apology.
Right. Well, while he's finding it, I can't do this. So we'll talk about the wrestling figures that I've seen.
Okay.
Right.
God,
So
here we go.
Right, that Aleister Black figure. How mint does that look?
It looks brilliant.
Yeah, he's got his little jacket on. He's got all his tattoos. What about the King Mabel figure that you saw, mate?
It'll look better when it's coloured in.
What? It look better when King Mabel's coloured.
Hold on, what's going on here? Like we're supposed to be veering away from the racism.
But yeah, because the thing you showed was all grey.
Yeah, it was like a render of it.
Yeah,
They've done I don't know what.
Oh, I was about to say that's how he looks now.
Blended. Wow.
Sorry.
Are you sorry?
Do you still want us to fill? Or?
95 was also the year
no.
he won King of the Ring.
Definitely not. No.
They've got a thing now where they do interchangeable hands for figures.
Yeah.
So like Finn Balor's got his little hands that he does when he poses and stuff. With Nia Jax, they've done interchangeable heads. So she's got 3 different heads for 3 different hairstyles she's got.
She's got 3 different hairstyles?
Yeah. So when she first debuted, it was like curly.
Mm.
Then it's in pigtails.
When did she have pigtails?
She has had pigtails before, I remember. I'm a big Nia Jax fan. And then she has it straight sometimes.
Oh.
You know, she's going out with girls, she straightens it.
Mm.
When she got in pigtails when she goes gym.
Right, I leveled you. I can't find out what you said, but
It was pretty much, I'm sorry you heard the things I said.
there was one very particular part. He apologised for all the things he said, and then he went on to warn everybody about what you say behind closed doors, just in case someone could be recording what you say. Now, I'm not big on what's a genuine apology, what's not a genuine... But if you're going, I'm really sorry for saying those racist words, as an aside, if you're in private, just make sure no one's recording you, because they might catch you what you say.
So basically he said, I'm sorry I got caught.
Yeah.
Or if you do get recorded saying awful things, hope that you've got a friend like me who will edit those things out, right, Daryl?
And here's the montage now.
I think that when I say horrible things, you edit them out so you're not associated with them, not to do me a favour.
I'm protecting us too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's protecting me, not you.
Yeah.
It's love for me, not love for you, Daryl. Damn right. So, yeah.
So how does Kofi Kingston feel about this?
He posted a very long post, along with sort of basically screenshots of notes.
Yeah.
That said, it didn't quite say they don't accept his apology. It sort of said we're only going to speak about this once. Basically, we know that people are going to ask us about this because obviously, we're in such prominent roles in the company, and this is something that could have personally affected us. We're not happy. We're not unhappy. We respect his right to be in the Hall of Fame because of the path he blazed, but it personally upset us what he said, but we don't respond with feelings of hate. And basically, his reinstatement, the very sort of end, it says, his reinstatement won't change anything for us. It will have zero effect on our ability to perform and the level of effort we'll put into doing what we love to do. So,
it sounds like that your prediction will never happen.
Yeah, that idea of him coming out and being mates with the New Day ain't gonna. I think though, at some point they must have proposed it.
Vince is mental though, and he'll do it. He'll say, "Oh, what? Do you not? What? You don't want a job? Get out there and dance," is what he'll tell him. And then there'll be a whole scandal because he told him that.
I mean, there's a few people in Hall of Fame who've got questionable records, and then Hulk's double on this because before all this racist thing, just remember the fact that he said that when his son turned his best friend into a vegetable.
Oh yeah, Glenn Hoddled it, didn't he? Said he
Yeah.
Glenn Hoddled it.
Yeah, he said something about he deserved it for the way he behaved in a past life or something.
Yeah, he said he must have done something to deserve it.
He must have done some really bad stuff.
It was karma coming back to get him, and then he talked about. It's just with his kids, he says stupid stuff, doesn't he?
Yeah.
The only thing.
Who's the worst driver? Ant McPartlin or Nick Hogan?
Probably Nick Hogan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely Nick Hogan.
Ant got the body count yet.
Yeah, number of deaths by Ant McPartlin 0.
The only thing I'd like to talk about on this is
we're reinstating wacky races with Nick Hogan and Caitlyn Jenner. And Ant McPartlin.
I was trying to comment on this on Twitter, but I couldn't find the right way to say it.
I wouldn't.
Yeah. Well, it was more of I read through all the comments underneath Kofi's post, and it was a lot of white guys telling them that they should just suck it up and be and respect Hogan.
That would me.
Yeah.
Daryl under multiple accounts.
Yeah. Listeners, I have a Twitter account, but
suck it up and dance.
I really just retweet the Royal Grumble podcast page. I don't tweet.
That's pretty much it, really.
Yeah.
See,
Listeners, when a post gets made on the Royal Grumble podcast account and I've made it, what I do is I then retweet it from my personal account and favourite it, so it's always got one retweet and one like.
It's like the guy who does Southside's account.
Excellent.
He
Is it?
retweets his personal account, though, on Southside one.
Splendid.
That's the guy who used to... sorry.
Titus O'Neil was a bit more sort of specific on what he said. I must echo the sentiment and dissatisfaction expressed by many of my fellow contemporaries. He's used a big thesaurus in this. Concerning Mr. Blear's apology and his lack of true contrition, remorse, and a desire to change. He's also mentioned the idea that he didn't know he was being recorded. That's not remorse. He said he respects the fact that he should be in the Hall of Fame. He was a role model, but he doesn't like the way he apologised. And Mark Henry said something as well. I can't remember what.
Mark Henry said that like 50% of the roster has forgiven him and 50% hasn't.
Yeah.
So we haven't got the board with Song 2 on it, but the quick thing I wanted to say was, as a straight white guy, I feel awkward talking about anything that affects like minority groups or like black people or anything like that, because as a straight white guy, you're in the most privileged position, so how can you know? All I'd say is to all the white people commenting on the New Day and Titus O'Neil's post saying, oh, maybe you should just forgive him. You have no idea, like I don't have any idea, the weight of what Hogan did, what the weight will be for them. So don't tell them how to feel and just stop being absolute twats. I'll put 50p in the box.
Oh, here he is. He gets away from the box and suddenly he's throwing the language about. Right. Well,
it was less harsh language than the stuff that's in my drafts on Twitter.
Well, whether or not you feel that was extreme, watch it's going to happen. Whether or not you feel that it was extreme language, all I know is we're going to talk about Extreme Rules.
He's only gone and done it.
Yeah,
He's done it, hasn't he?
nailed it. We're doing it, lads. We're talking about Extreme Rules after this.
Before the renaissance of British wrestling.
Just turned against Team Supreme.
Before the revolution. Before the progress. There was one. One company who pushed the boundaries. One company on the lips of British wrestling fans. One of the most controversial companies in British wrestling history. One company bringing pro wrestling dream matches to the UK.
Dearly beloved, we're gathered here tonight to celebrate the life of WPW.
The Royal Grumble brings to you the in-depth look at the company that brought them together. The company that brought eyes from around the world to a small town in the north of England. 1PW, version 1, 2005 to 2007.
Coming soon.
Subscribe now.
We do not owe you money.
Extreme Rules 2018 from the Pittsburgh, Philadelphia arena, which I don't know. Wells Fargo Center?
Pittsburgh, Philadelphia. Oh, yeah, it is in
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, sorry. That's all. It's all
It's very rare I get to be pedantic with you.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
You're normally correcting me.
But I don't care because I've got Haribo.
Yeah.
Right.
You're welcome.
Yeah, cheers, mate. You're all right, you. What did you bring me down?
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a good gift. Well done. It's better than your own presents. Are you driving it back?
Hey?
Are you driving him back?
I'm leaving him here with you.
I nearly dropped my sweet. Let's start off. What was the first match? Because I've already forgotten, and I watched it 2 hours ago.
Sorry, before we get on to Extreme Rules, I had a message, and as per Royal Grumble rules, I have to read it out.
Yep, good.
But it is wrestling related.
Okay.
So, Riptide in Brighton
Yes.
have announced a match for their Brighton Championship 3-day event.
Splendid.
It is the Anti-Fun Place versus Session Moth and her tag team partner, Dave Benson Phillips.
What?
Where?
What? Genuinely.
Where is this?
Dave.
Where?
In Brighton.
When?
I think it's in like...
It's, right, it's the 2nd to the 4th. That's my birthday. It's on my birthday.
Well, I don't know when that is, mate.
Oh, of course, you guys don't know when my birthday is. Sorry.
That picture's great. It's Dave Benson Phillips holding a margarita jug by the looks
My
of it.
dad lives near Brighton. We could go to Brighton for my birthday and watch Dave Benson Phillips on a tag team match.
With Session Moth.
In the gonk dunk! There's got to be a gonk dunk.
Have you ever seen the list of Dave Benson Phillips will do appearances in exchange for like certain things? There's a list that's going around the internet. If you want to start your Extreme Rules thing, and I will have a look for the Dave Benson Phillips list.
What kind of things?
I can't wait to find out. Right,
I know one of them is a marquee.
Okay.
For his garden.
Okay.
Splendid. I wonder if this is one of the things that he's doing it in exchange for. Right, the first match. What was the first match of Extreme Rules, Daryl?
New Day versus Sanity in a table match?
No, it couldn't have been because I've not seen that match. It was the opening contest, which was all I know is that Finn Balor against Constable was like second or third.
It was.
So, what was the first match?
It was the B team versus Braun Strowman.
Yes, it was.
Not Braun Strowman versus
but versus Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt.
Woken.
Yeah.
On the subject of Matt Hardy, while we're here, listeners at San Diego Comic Con.
Hands.
No, at San Diego Comic Con, they've revealed a pack based on the Ultimate Deletion, and it contains a lawnmower, a dilapidated boat, and Vanguard 1, and it's quite possibly the greatest thing I'm ever going to buy.
Nothing you ever buy will ever top that.
No.
Does it come with Matt Hardy?
I don't know, because it's just a picture, mate. So
what if it doesn't come
there's
with
no
Matt
picture
Hardy?
of Matt Hardy. I mean, there's a projection of Matt Hardy
A
from
green
Vanguard
Matt Hardy
1.
projection
Yeah.
head, yeah.
I'd like to think they put a Matt Hardy figure in it.
I hope they don't.
Right. To go back to, you mentioned Dilapidated Boat. I don't think that's on the Dave Benson wish list. Dave Benson Phillips wish list.
But what is?
So, AK for shows for stuff.
What?
So, shows for stuff. You may be interested to know that instead of being paid with money for his shows and entertainment works, which is the usual custom, Dave Benson Phillips is more than willing to perform his shows and entertainment services if you give him stuff instead of money, such as a large outdoor marquee, flooring interior for the marquee, cloth covers and tablecloths, enough juggling balls to teach a class of 20 people. Next up, a meal at Nando's. A Nando's black card.
Can we get David Benson Phillips on the podcast?
A Nando's black card, and it says on the list, I hear Tiny Temper has one.
What is he implying by Nando's black card? Tiny Temper has
a
one.
2/3 berth caravan, Freedom or Urbia.
So what? To
a leather
actually purchase
3-piece
or to
suite.
borrow?
I'm guessing it's to give him.
Right.
A leather 3-piece suite. A meal after a TV, radio, film, and stage appearance.
Right.
A game of Twister.
What?
6 very strong trestle tables.
Wait, so all we have to do is play Twister with Dave Benson Phillips and he'll come on our show?
I think he means an actual, like, to give him the
Right, you can get them for like 20 quid.
Yeah. 6 very strong trestle tables.
Can I just point out, he wants a marquee, flooring for a marquee, 6 trestle tables, and
juggling balls.
So basically, is going to put a bit of a spread on.
It's like revival tents in America, isn't it?
He's opening up a juggling school, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The full list is of here. The last one on the list given is Sutty and Sweet Puppets for my son.
Right.
He could buy them.
Yeah, but why buy them when you know that the Royal Grumble are going to buy them and bring them in?
One of the things on the list was 8 sets of wooden slatted doors. The list is absolutely amazing.
Right. We don't have time now, but we need to look into, after he makes his pro wrestling debut, we need to look into getting old Dave Benson Phillips on the show.
Yeah.
And
because of that, I lost my notes on my phone, so this will be fun.
Okay.
Talks to celebrities getting into wrestling. David Arquette's been wrestling recently. Have you seen this?
Yeah,
I actually did. Yeah.
Yeah, he were doing a red carpet thing, weren't he? And some bloke off at Indies came up and, as TMZ described it, pimp slapped him.
Splendid.
He was supposed to be wrestling at Gavin and the Juggalos this weekend. I don't know if he still is.
I think it was to promote that. It was to build up a match.
It was supposed to be him versus Human Tornado at Gavin at Jungalows. So
Yeah, you
that would have been
mentioned
a
it on the
pimp
show
slap.
before.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you haven't brought something up
But
this week, by the way, Daryl.
What's that, mate?
The specific, the wrestling match that's been doing the rounds on Twitter.
Well, I don't know which one's that. Mate.
Basically, it was a wrestling match where a particular mascot got defeated by an Amazon package.
Have we revealed on the podcast that I used to work for them?
No.
Okay, I used to work for Toys R Us, listeners.
Okay, right. Okay, we're doing that now. That's fine.
Yeah.
I could have been non-specific.
Be right. They're dead now.
Yeah, what are they going to do? Come back?
The reason I left it isn't because Toys R Us were going down the pan, it's because your doctorate came through.
Yeah.
Exactly. He was going back to be Dr. Daryl DDS.
Store manager were an absolute.
Funny. Great. Yeah. Anyway,
I can't say it because I'm going to swear.
no, you can't. You can't say it.
I believe that would be a £4 swear, and we'd cut your mic for the rest of the show.
Anyway,
awful human being.
Who do you think would win?
Hey, here she's at the works now. I hope you enjoy that. Quite non-specific.
Yeah, we've got brilliant. We've gone from we revealed this to here's just everything specific. Here's my address and my contact details. Fabulous. Yeah. So Amazon just knocked out old Jeffrey, didn't they?
Yeah,
It's a shame.
I bet you're devastated. Do you want one of those Jeffrey like costumes on some level?
No, because unless I could buy the head separate from the rest of
Of course,
the
yeah,
thing,
yeah.
that's the way I deal in
That is
costumes.
right. But anyway, the B team won the tag team titles, which is super relevant.
yeah, and they were made to look like kind of jabronis by the end of the show. It's that they're not top guys, but you just saw them win tag titles, and then they're there with Roman Reigns looking cynical at them, and it was just a bit, no one cares.
I
Next
like the
up,
little T-shirt, which is like supposed to look like felt tip.
yeah,
That's good.
But
Next
then you
up,
could
sorry.
make one yourself, couldn't you?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, everyone can be part of the B
But did
team.
you see that thing this week with people trying to make their Ronaldo shirts into Juventus shirts?
No.
Basically, like someone went. Like, obviously, it's a joke, but like you got a Ronaldo 7 Real Madrid shirt, right? Got loads of gaffer tape, black gaffer tape on it. Put big thick gaffer tape lines down the side. Gaffer taped on a Jeep sponsor. Gaffer taped on the logos, right? Put gaffer tape on that and gone round town in this gaffer tape Ronaldo shirt. It is truly exceptional. Definitely worth watching.
So next up was Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin.
Great. I intentionally skipped this match.
You know what? Since he shaved his head, Baron Corbin's mildly entertaining now.
Right. I love I skipped into little bits of this match, right? I skipped partway through and he was working Finn's arm. I skipped 3 minutes ahead and he was still working the same arm in the same position.
He's a bit corporate Kane, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you wrestling in a suit, mate? Like,
Yeah,
it's to hide his blobfish
we used to slag him off for his terrible look, and somehow he's found a way to make his new look just as terrible.
My
but in a
issue
different way.
with him was that his horrible hairline, which I know I want to talk, but like I'm not trying to be a wrestler.
Yeah.
And
Anymore.
he's out anymore.
You're retired.
Retired.
You retired on top,
yeah.
mate.
And he's out of shape physique, which again I'm not trying to be an athlete, so it doesn't matter if I'm out of shape.
Because you're retired on top. Like we
Yeah,
said.
exactly. But like no, but in all seriousness, when I was trying to be a wrestler, I exercised.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he doesn't exercise, but like
Why
he
we're
ha-
doing
has
it
to-
working.
he has to wrestle in a t-shirt.
Yeah.
So
Now it's a shirt, mate, so it's fine.
yeah.
I mean, he's boring. And Finn Balor looked like a great cool guy winning this match, didn't he?
Yeah.
I got him in a pin. Now I'm going to roll out the ring and run away.
Do you know we were talking about earlier? We mentioned about Kenny Omega, and if he signed with WWE, he'd go straight to main roster, not NXT and all this.
Yep.
They'd ruin Kenny Omega.
Yeah, the pillar would.
You think?
Yeah, the only wrestler they've not ruined, I think, so like, is AJ Styles. You know, like indie wrestler kind of
And
thing.
they tried.
Yeah, yeah, you could look at it that way though, couldn't you? You could say, well, Kenny Omega is white, speaks what Vince would consider to be American English,
Yeah.
and is identifiably large and blonde. So would he be getting the AJ Styles treatment rather than the Nakamura, Finn Balor, you speak funny so we don't like you that much treatment?
Yeah, maybe.
You're forgetting that Finn Balor is also a midget.
Like,
The small and funny voice. So.
I just don't understand the Finn Balor push or lack of, because
Who hired Hornswoggle again?
well, he when he came up to main roster, they put him in a Universal title match, and he won Universal belt, and obviously got injured.
Injury prone, mate.
Yeah, but like Seth Rollins has injured several people. Maybe
Yeah,
he's the unsafe one.
Yeah, and look at him now.
Yeah, I just I don't get it. Like he's clearly over. Well, he was over with like a capital over.
I saw someone say this week that Seth Rollins, Elias, and Drew McIntyre look like 3 stages of the same Pokemon, which I thought was pretty good.
Next up, the Shark Cage was back. It was
Shark Cage!
Carmella versus Asuka.
I
A bit of a shambles.
I fell asleep during this match, and that was this afternoon.
She's already dead.
Yeah.
Like,
She was dead after Carmella pinned her.
but she was already dead before this.
The worst bit
it's-
was when they were showing the shark cage at the beginning. You could clearly see there was like safety strapping in the cage, and it was like, I'm sure it's not been there before. It's a bit weird. And then there's the spot later on where James Ellsworth falls out of the cage and is hanging upside down, like his foot is caught. And all of a sudden he started wearing large bandanas on his legs as well, out of nowhere. So it's very clearly like you showed the trick. Like, Penn and Teller show how the trick works after they've done it as part of their show. You don't show it before because then there's no, like, everyone can see. Oh yeah, he's tied to that thing and it's part of the show. Like, yeah, it wasn't much. This match apparently only went 5 minutes 25 seconds.
That explains why I managed to miss the whole thing by falling asleep. To be fair, I'm not even sorry.
Right, I ruined Asuka.
Yep.
I came to a conclusion this week, lads, that I think I like New Japan more than WWE at the minute.
One of us.
Like, honestly, like, at the minute, like, I'm enjoying New Japan a lot more than WWE. And, like, I'm not one of the, like, what people used to, New Japan's better, like, or Ring of Honor's better, or whatever people used to say. I just feel like, I just do pull the one, like.
Yeah.
But like, I can't bring myself to watch. Like, I don't watch Raw on a weekly basis.
No.
Like, I can get highlights on YouTube for Raw. Like, but I'm more prepared to sit through a New Japan show. Yeah, there's bits I skip over, but I watch and enjoy more of it at a minute. It was WrestleMania, lads.
And then you ask another one, should I go to the WWE show or?
Yeah, but the
I
NXT.
know, it's not the same thing,
yeah.
I know, but it's much funnier if I put it that way.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
the
nothing,
next match went shorter than 5 minutes 25 because the next match was Nakamura defeating Jeff Hardy for the US title.
Did watch this.
It went 6 seconds.
This were good. Yep. Which is that's actually a record for a Jeff Hardy title match, which is impressive considering 18 seconds in TNA.
Yeah, this one he weren't smacked off.
Yeah, this one he was in. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. So
it was an angle, not a
yeah,
match, wasn't it?
yeah, and to be honest, I don't mind stuff like this occasionally.
We also forgot to mention, by the way, that I think just before this, Team Hell No got beaten up backstage.
Oh yeah.
That's all.
How did they get beaten up?
Kane's leg got jammed in a door. Like an old
Did
man.
they not use mallets?
Use mallets, hammers.
How this match actually went down was before the belt, as the referee's giving the belt over to JoJo or whoever it is in the corner he gives the belt to, Nakamura runs over and punts Jeff Hardy in the balls. That
were good.
Jeff Hardy, being the honourable babyface, says, yeah, okay, we'll start the match. And then literally as soon as the bell rings, Nakamura just runs over and Kinshasas him and then pins him.
Yep.
And that was it, and he's now US champion.
Yep. Is Jeff injured?
No, he's hurting. He said in an interview recently he's not doing swantons on house shows anymore.
Right.
But he had a match on SmackDown with Nakamura, didn't he?
Probably, mate.
It ended in a very similar fashion because after this match, Randy Orton pops out, first time in 2 months. Not even noticed he'd gone. Let's be honest.
Well, I'm not watched.
Yeah,
so.
not even noticed he were gone. Randy Orton comes out and it looks like he's coming for Nakamura, and instead he attacks Jeff Hardy, and then he beat him up again on SmackDown on Tuesday.
He did a proper heel turn, didn't he?
Yep.
Don't get many of those. That was quite nice. Just rock up and do a proper heel turn like Big Show.
I'm pretty sure they had a feud like 10 years ago.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Yeah.
We did a whole show about it.
Yeah.
You could find it on the archive. Royal Rumble 2008 were great.
Yeah, it was a good show.
And then they had a couple of they had a minor mini feud earlier on this year. They had a match at the Greatest Royal Rumble, didn't they?
Why don't they just feud him with somebody different? Like,
why?
Because I don't want to see Randy Orton versus Jeff Hardy.
Why?
Right, I don't want to see Randy Orton.
Oh, okay, that's all right. That's all right then, mate. That makes a lot more sense.
Next up, Kevin Owens defeats Braun Strowman in a steel cage match.
Yeah,
Sorry, can we just go back a minute?
Oh, yeah.
Corey Graves said on commentary about Randy Orton, "This is the sickest I've ever seen Randy Orton." Were you not watching when he kicked Vince in the head? Were you not watching when he like kissed Stephanie while Triple H was handcuffed to the ropes? That's probably like the sickest he's been.
No, it wasn't, because he were in Doncaster at the time.
Oh yeah, why were we in Donny, mate?
Because he were working for 1PW.
I don't know your money.
There you go.
So yeah, Kevin Owens beat Braun Strowman.
He did.
Yeah,
Kinda.
did he, though?
Um,
I mean, he did, but did he?
Braun Strowman got bored and threw him off the top of a cage.
Yeah,
We need to talk about this. So
Go on. We need to talk about Kevin. Get in, yes, get it.
I actually didn't try and set you up for that. I'm
I'm just that good.
So I was listening to a podcast at work today, and somebody came in halfway through me listening to it and asked me what jobber meant. So I was kind of explaining what a jobber is, because this guy knows of wrestling, but he don't really know the insider terms. So I was talking about what a jobber is and what it means to be a jobber, and then he was like, so it's just somebody that loses. Then I went, well, not exactly like what a traditional jobber is and all that. And I said, you don't see him much anymore. And like what would usually happen is, like the heel would not get touched by the babyface, and then at the pay-per-view, when you're paying to watch it, that's when they get their retribution. Now, obviously the end of the match was amazing and all like props to Kevin Owens, which we'll talk about that in a minute. But like, I've seen him get lobbed off at stage in a toilet. Like, I've seen Braun Strowman batter him. So like, putting him in cage, like, surely he should have just escaped every one of them situations beforehand. And then Kurt Angle's like, right, you can't run away anymore. Say it, Kurt.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Kev, right? They can't run away no more, all right? That's going in cage.
Exactly. Do you not agree?
Kurt Angle, don't forget.
Do you agree, disagree?
It's true, it's true. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, I think they're falling into that trap with Braun Strowman now, where it's like, what's Braun Strowman's thing? Well, he does set pieces, you know.
Yeah.
It's like England in a way, except more successful. And he does set pieces, and that's his thing.
I mean, Braun's not won big title either, has he?
He's still in the hunt for it, though, isn't he? So
yeah, so are England.
yeah, are they?
They were.
Well, they were.
Whereas Drew McIntyre's hanging out ringside.
He's having a go. He's having a go.
Yeah, all right.
He was watching the main event.
You can enjoy Wembley with no Zach. Whatever, mate. Don't like it. Carry on the show. Yeah, it's basically doing little set pieces, and like the problem is that they're just now like, need to keep him. What can we? Get him to throw him out in a toilet. Go do it next. Right.
Yeah.
What next?
But I don't want to sound like we're complaining about like what happened at the end of the match, because like it takes some balls to.
Well, they were like 20 years on from Hell in a Cell, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Did you have someone watching you with you going, he's throwing them all off?
No, sadly not.
Devastated.
Like he. Do you not think, like, as well?
I'm sorry, that just still gets me.
Manan was genuinely one of the best unintentional hilarious people I ever knew. That and Les, that's Saving Private Ryan. He didn't even leave country during war.
Do you not think they've ruined Kevin Owens as well?
It's rare that they ruin a heel.
Like, well, you know when he first came in and like he like challenged John Cena, and like he seemed a bit, I don't know, a bit more.
Yeah, but
a bit more like of a willing fighter.
To be fair, I don't think you can look at it now and go, they've ruined Kevin Owens now. He's been up and down. They've no idea what he is at a certain time. Sometimes they know exactly what it is and he's brilliant. And then sometimes they're just like, here he is, he's a sneaky champion. And he's like, I thought the Kevin Owens gimmick was, he told everyone he's a prize fighter, but he's not really. Like, he's a bit of a coward, really.
Yeah, maybe.
And now he's just a bloke.
Because you're not a heel if you are a prize fighter, are you? Like, I suppose you are in the set. Like in NXT, he could be, because he could be like, I'm not fighting these little fights. I only want it for the title from Sami Zayn, you know. But like, someone who goes, I'm here to fight for money, and I'm going to fight as much as I possibly can to fight for money, is like, that's just a wrestler.
Yeah.
You know, that's not a heel. Whereas if you're going, oh, I'm here to fight for money, that's I want all the big, and then someone goes, okay, here's a big fight, and he goes, oh, no, I don't really fancy it. You know, that is a heel. Like someone who says what they do, says what they're going to do, and then doesn't back it up. That to me screams heel. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough then. Maybe they haven't ruined him. So what? Like, for the listeners that haven't seen it, but I'm guessing you have. He throughout the match, Kevin Owens, he did a few weird things. I think it was like a tribute to the Attitude Era because he did a Stone Cold Stunner.
Yeah.
He did the DX crotch chop.
Yeah. It were a little bit Al Snow and Steve Corino winkling a cruel twist of fate, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's like they were filling time, waiting for D'Lo Brown to arrive.
You're looking at the real deal now.
But,
that's a real story, isn't it?
But D'Lo Brown never came. He did at 1PW, but
yeah.
they really needed D'Lo on this show.
Yeah, they needed someone.
I'm telling you now, we'd have had a far more interesting podcast if D'Lo Brown came out randomly.
We definitely would have. Yeah, they needed someone better in a body protector, didn't they? Someone say, yeah.
He wrestled in Sheffield. Was that the show you went to?
Yeah, I took my girlfriend to Corporation see D'Lo Brown.
To look at the real deal now.
Yeah, but he didn't have the chest protector. But he did have a UPS shirt that said, but it said D'Lo instead of UPS.
Okay.
He can't fit
away,
the chest
D'Lo.
protector anymore.
Go away, D'Lo. Get the chest protector or no buys. Got a weird head.
Yeah.
Good little grape head. What? He's got a head like a grape. What do you want me to say? He's got a grape head. What? I didn't make his head like a grape. He's got a grape head.
Anyway, so then Kevin Owens was at the top of the cage and Braun Strowman followed him up. And Braun Strowman chokeslammed him / pushed him off.
Yeah, pushed, slammed.
What happened? He had him handcuffed in the corner, and Kevin Owens could have escaped easily, but was too busy taunting him and going like, "See you later, Braun," and then Braun eventually just broke out of the handcuffs, which is a spot I always enjoy.
Yeah, I listened to the Wrestle Observer review of this, and Alvarez and Meltzer, and obviously Meltzer doesn't understand people, but I think Alvarez is getting that way because he's like, oh, it was a tribute to the Attitude Era, and he listed the crotch chop, he listed the stunner, he went, and it was also a tribute to CM Punk because he was waving.
What? Shut up.
I
Shut
swear
up,
down,
Brian.
that's what he said.
That's ridiculous. What? Shut up. Was it not a tribute to William Regal because he was waving?
Tribute to
Shut
Tyler
up,
Bate.
Brian. Shut up. Play Brian Alvarez.
Tribute to that
Pillar.
bear in that video I like.
Yes, I like that video as well. Yeah, with
The
the
bear
waving
waving hello.
Yeah.
Bye.
Or bye, yeah.
Yeah, get it right, mate.
Yeah, so that
It's also did I
Very
mention
long-
it was 20 years since Hell in a Cell?
you did, yeah.
Well, I'm just reminding you.
Because the show that you weren't at when we reviewed one of the old pay-per-views, I did say to him if we were doing a 20-year ago show,
Yeah,
we'd have been doing that.
I did hear that was one of the bits I did hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, then he lobbed him off at top at cage through a table.
So Kevin Owens won. Well done.
Yeah. I don't mind the finish because Kevin Owens as like a heel can be like, well, I won.
Yeah.
So and Braun Strowman stays massively strong because he threw him off at top of the cage.
Off a cage, yeah.
Yeah, the commentary's awful. Let's put it out there.
But you don't need to put it out. I think it's...
Yeah, I know, but like this really, I'm in a bad mood, I think, today. This really,
Probably because you had to watch this show.
wound me up because I did not expect any of the commentary team to give a legendary call like Jim Ross because one, it'd be forced because it's clearly a tribute to that spot.
For the love of mankind.
But
Remember that? That was good.
yeah, but like I don't know, it seemed like they knew it was going to happen, which fine if they had to be told about it, but it seems like they knew it was going to happen and they went, oh, he's fallen off. Oh no.
Oh no, he's fallen off.
And I was just like, oh, where's your emotion? Like, even if I knew it was going to happen, but a man fell that far, I think I'd like to think I'd be a bit more emotional about it. No? Yeah?
Yeah.
You probably should, yeah. But
So I'm struggling to be enthusiastic about this show as much now because it's quite warm in here, and I'm this was the point where I was like, oh, there must be only like 1 or 2 matches left to go, because
Well,
there's
let's move on to the next match.
Well, the next match was the Bludgeon Brothers versus Team Hell No.
Hammers!
But Kane didn't come out right away because he was injured. There's something that's bugging me about Team Hell No's reunion. Daniel Bryan says yes all the time.
Well, that's the gimmick, isn't it?
Yeah, but
No, I see what he means. Yeah. If it's
It's
Team
Team
Hell
Hell
No,
No.
why is he saying yes all the time?
So the crowd instead should be going no, and he should do the no chant 'cause it's Team Hell No. It's not Team Hell Yes.
I know he's on about, to be fair.
It kind of bugs me. Like, continuity. If you're going to do it reunion, do it properly.
It more bugs me that one of the most over people in the company is stuck in a stupid mid-card comedy tag team thing with the Bludgeon Brothers and Corporate Kane.
It's not Corporate Kane, it's Mass Kane.
Yeah,
Mate,
but it's
to be
ridiculous
fair,
Kane.
It's Liger Wig Kane.
Right, if he's not in the title program, right, he's better off in this program than he is because Miz isn't around, right? Miz is away doing whatever Miz is doing.
Miz was on SmackDown. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But Miz was on. This is my point. Miz was on SmackDown and he had interaction with Daniel Bryan, didn't he? Because that's now kicking off into SummerSlam because Daniel Bryan's going to leave in September, and
then he's going to come out of Ring of Honor, isn't he?
Yeah. But if Daniel Bryan isn't in the title picture, right, I'd say he's better off on a completely different. What?
No, Karen.
He's better off in a completely different sidetrack with Kane, where, to be fair, some of the stuff they've been doing backstage has been hilarious. And I've actually watched that, and we've established that, we're not watching it a lot lately, but, his interaction with Kane is just... I mean, Kane's comedic timing is terrific, and Daniel Bryan plays off him really well. So I think he's better off on this sidetrack for the moment than being upper mid-card.
Yeah. I just wish
you know what I mean? Take him out of it completely. Yeah. What?
That's literally the only thing I've got to say about this match, because it's really annoying because I really like Luke Harper, and the Bludgeon Brothers thing annoys me because he can't be Luke Harper. I'm not even talking about Brody Lee style. I mean, I liked his entrance music and his presentation and everything before he was Bludgeon Brothers.
Eyes.
Yeah, I like that as a video. Looked really cool, and then he had the cool crazy music that sounded like Primus a little bit.
I think it's more of a problem that they don't know what to do with Eric Rowan.
Is that because he's terrible?
Sack him like you do most
man.
people. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't want anyone to lose their job, but just give him a backstage role where he's giving people pep talks or something. I don't care. Let Luke Harper be Luke Harper, and Daniel Bryan can start chanting no if they're going to keep doing Team L no.
Next match we said last week was going to be the main event, and it turned out it wasn't. Which is probably for the best, but was it for the best? Because we'll get to that.
It was the third longest match on the card, and it bloody felt like it.
It was only 15 minutes long.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley against Roman Reigns. All the crowd favourites.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh loved this, didn't they?
Well,
Rusev Day.
You think,
We the People at one point.
The only point I've got to mention about this match is I know why he wears the headband now. It's because he hasn't got eyebrows.
Of course, so the replacement eyebrows.
Yeah, generally, when he took his headband off, his eyebrows are really faint. So it's to take attention away from the fact that he looks a bit like a Frankenstein monster.
Bobby Lashley won.
Yeah.
With the spear. He hadn't been doing the spear for a while. Remember in the old Bobby Lashley run, he did the spear all the time.
Oh yeah, when he were good.
Yeah, and clearly this time they were like, we can't do the spear. Roman does the spear. But then in this match, we went, just do the spear, it'll be right.
And it's cool because they're going to redo the match next week.
Yeah, that's good, that, isn't it? That's good, because on Raw, it turns out Paul Heyman was there, and it was because one of the angles earlier on in the show was like, Brock Lesnar's going to get stripped if he doesn't turn up at Raw tomorrow night, or get someone to arrange his Raw title defense. If he doesn't turn up at Raw, or get someone to arrange a title defense, then he's going to get stripped from the title.
Lesnar's not coming to Pittsburgh.
Where's Pittsburgh? What state's it in?
Pennsylvania.
Same state as Philadelphia?
Yep.
You'd think they'd have been happy to see a former ECW champion, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then that was good ECW.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. That was pre-good ECW. There was that middle point between.
Oh yeah, it was the awkward middle point before they
Yeah.
got the silver belt.
Before they got it good. Yeah.
Yeah.
For John Morrison's 15 minutes of fame. Renamed himself on a telly show. After someone went, can we really have a whole champion that's called Johnny Nitro?
They should have called him Johnny Extreme.
No.
It's called Johnny Impact now.
Yeah, of course he is, because he's a freak. Right.
That's the thing to quickly mention. Slammiversary is Sunday, and it's sold out. It's their first
Is
proper sellout
it in here?
years.
Because
how many does it seat?
Yeah.
It's a decent sized venue. I think it's it'll be like a 4,000 or 5,000 seater.
4.
But yeah,
it's in Bentley Park. It's co-promoted with Doncaster-based wrestling. Sold out. Because we never had any tickets to sell in the first place. Technically, we sold out.
The dark match is Congo Kong versus Donny Bull in a battle of the big lads.
Yeah, it is. Alexa Bliss against Nia Jax in a really great match.
Ronda Rousey jumping.
Basically, Ronda Rousey was here's Ronda. Also, right, wasn't the whole point of the Ronda Rousey thing being suspended that they didn't have anything for her, but they wanted to basically keep her away from TV for a reason.
Yeah.
But there she was on the show going, here I am with a ticket. I'm suspended, but I got a ticket.
It's because she was suspended from Raw. She wasn't suspended from the pay-per-view shows, but she still bought a ticket. And
right.
Yeah.
But
this
I
is
feel
their
like maybe
logic.
missed my point on this.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Anyway, Alexa won.
Yeah, Alexa Bliss won after lots of stuff.
Natalia was there as well. Everyone loves Natalia. And Mickie James.
There was a bit in the match where Alexa Bliss went to hit Nia Jax with the kendo stick, and Nia Jax broke it instead, much like that kendo stick broke Bayley's career.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. AJ Styles versus Rusev. Rusev Day didn't end the way I'd hoped Rusev Day would end.
No, he got pinned, didn't he? That's it. That's
Yeah.
it. That's his 1 month challenge. That's his hardcore Holly run.
Yeah.
Brock, you broke my neck.
I think I've mentioned this on the show before, but I genuinely wanted Bob Holly to beat Brock Lesnar in that match.
What, become the champion?
You wanted
Yeah.
Bob Holly to be the champion.
Yeah, why not?
You want
You're
a Sparky
demented, mate.
Plug to become the champion?
Yeah. I think I liked
You
Brock,
wanted
but I didn't-
Thurman Sparky Plug. Let's be clear.
But it was a match with a motivation, and I jumped on board, didn't I?
Right.
Give me a reason, and I'll support someone.
Okay. All right, I think about that for next week. I can't think of any terrible angles with motivation right now, but for some
But,
reason the only
like-
thing that's come into my head
All
is
right.
that
Logical
Alright.
motivation.
Well,
Right, you are.
right.
Chris
so-
Jericho's really annoyed that Dean Ambrose has broken his very spangly jacket, so let's have a 45-minute match called the Asylum match. There's
Yes.
motivation.
No, that's
I've
not
got
motivation.
Yeah, that's
Motivation.
motivation, mate.
I've got motivation. It wasn't Snitsky's fault.
Are you going to read his poem?
I mean, you could. We've never mentioned that other one, have we, on the show? Did we have a
What?
rule about not mentioning a certain angle that's infamous in wrestling?
What? What, the Katie Vick one?
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
guessing.
no, no.
We've mentioned that before.
We've not-
Daryl made his
okay.
girlfriend watch it once.
Yeah.
I was going to say, well,
No, I didn't.
motivation,
No,
but-
I've
You
saved
didn't, but
it.
you were gonna.
I saved it because I was going to do it. I was going to record her reaction to it, but then we got a show out, so I didn't have to.
Yeah, it was one time
But
that
I-
you and I weren't going to be able to do the podcast, so Daryl
Yeah.
was just going to go with that, which, frankly, probably would have been better than the input that we can put in.
But yeah, like, that's motivation. If some bloke called me a
Sorry.
necrophile,
You just said about Snitsky, I just remember you pointed a baby into the crowd. Pointed it
oh, why is he not in the Hall of
flew so high.
Why is he not in the Hall of Fame? They'll reinstate Hogan.
Remember the trajectory? It hit the second tier. Oh, God.
Anyway, let's talk about the main
I
event.
completely
Let's-
forgot that.
Let's wrap it up.
Let's go home, lads. Go on.
The main event.
Anyway, I refused to watch this last match.
But you missed something quite entertaining.
30 minutes of Dolph Ziggler, no chance. Even if it
So-
means 30 minutes of Drew McIntyre.
Seth Rollins went 3-0 up in like 5 minutes,
Right.
but then Drew McIntyre jumped in. Honestly, he went 2-0 up. Drew McIntyre interfered to make it 3-0 for the DQ,
Right.
but beat the absolute hell out of Seth Rollins for about 5 minutes. And the
Oh.
referee should really have gone, every time you hit him, I'll DQ you.
Yeah, he
again.
really should.
But he didn't. It was 1 DQ for a 5-minute beatdown, which Dolph Ziggler then managed to make 3-all.
No. I
So-
think the logic behind that is, it hit him. It's a DQ, and then you have to reset.
Yeah.
So obviously they're not going to reset until Drew McIntyre's out of there, are they?
Oh, so he continued to beat him down and stuff. And
Yeah.
It's
But
flimsy
yeah.
logic, isn't it?
ultimately, it went to 4-3.
No, I think that's solid. I think I get on booking team.
No, I think you get on the booking team, no question, based
Yeah.
on the booking that they do. But I mean, like, their justification is pretty flimsy because, like, what other Iron Man match have you watched where they literally reset everything after each fall? They never.
No. There's usually
They don't stand them back up.
Do they
or
not?
anything. No, never.
No, it's just 30 seconds.
They just keep going.
I think it's like a 30-second.
I think sometimes they're allowed a grace period. Yeah.
Yeah,
but it's
that-
not
yeah.
like
They don't
Money in the
stand
Bank
them
where
back
they
up
have to
and
stand
reset,
back
you
up.
know?
Yeah.
Uh,
But
They're
anyway,
thinking of 2 out of 3 falls, which they
Okay.
do that for.
it went up to 4-3 to Dolph Ziggler. Seth Rollins fought and eventually got to 4-all, and then it finished. Seth Rollins hit the what's his finish? He hit his finish.
Curb stomp.
Stomp.
Yeah, he hit the curb stomp,
Right,
but
just
couldn't
stomp, no
but
curb.
couldn't get to pin him before the timer ended, meaning Dolph Ziggler retained it by a draw. The best part of this match, however,
5, 4, 3,
so about 10 minutes into
2,
the match.
1.
About 10 minutes into the match, the clock disappeared off the screen in the arena.
Yeah.
So the crowd started chanting like, "Where's the clock? Bring back the clock!" Blah blah. And
Right.
then decided to start doing the Royal Rumble countdowns, literally throughout
Every
the match.
minute.
Every minute, they started going 10, 9, 8, 7, including ending it with.
What's particularly funny about that is, right? I don't know if you were there. I bet you were. Right?
Yeah, it's
You know-
the
right.
GMP charity show.
We did this. We did this to a GMP show once, right? It was Jerry Norton Promotions in where was it? What's the place?
Cresswell.
Cresswell.
No,
right?
it wasn't a
No,
Cresswell.
not
This
Cresswell.
one.
It was God. It's
It
another
was
well.
up near Leeds. This
No,
one.
no, it
was it
wasn't.
a charity show up near Leeds?
No. It wasn't Cresswell. Oh, it was somewhere near Cresswell, somewhere near
Yeah.
Mansfield, whatever. And they had a rumble, right? But they didn't have a clock for the rumble, so we started after a little while. I was like, you know what? We're just gonna take over this because
Well, we tested
we were
waters,
tools.
didn't we?
Yeah.
Because we did there were a countdown, and then straight away went right. Let's test waters, and we started counting down again.
Yeah.
And someone came out when we got to 0, and we're well, it's like Bruce Almighty when he realizes his powers.
So then we started to vary it a little bit. Like by the time someone was coming out after the 10, we did one straight away, just for a laugh. Then I think we left it for about 5 minutes, during which no wrestler came out, which was my favourite part. Was no one, whoever the next guy was, who wasn't going. I mean, I should probably go out by now. No, I was like, now we'll do it. And then about 30 seconds afterwards, I mean,
Everybody laughed at him.
if I'm honest, I didn't expect that to ever happen on WWE pay-per-view.
It was really great, but then when the clock finally came back up, the crowd cheered, but then used the opportunity for, as it got close to the minute every time, to do the countdown again. Actually,
I might
on
actually go and
time.
watch this now. Then.
Yeah, it was worth it for that. That was definitely you know what? Even
Imagine being the guy whose computer crashed that took the clock down.
though it wasn't a terrible show, it was an alright show, but at the same time, that was my highlight because
Yeah.
it really it at the end of a show in an Iron Man match, which wasn't a bad Iron match either. Iron Man match, it was just fun to hear the crowd count to 10 and do the at the end of it every time. It just that was a highlight. And then
All I know is that Dolph Ziggler's still got that belt, so
it's
whatever.
okay because straight after it, I watched Jay White beat Tanahashi, and that was really good.
Cool.
And him kind of nick the Breathe It In man from Jericho. I say this is the Switchblades world. Breathe in my air.
Did you enjoy Extreme Rules then, guys?
It were all right.
No,
It wasn't
No.
the worst
no, I
show.
really didn't. I really struggled with this show.
Yeah.
Really struggled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like it was very good, does it?
I think if it weren't G1 period, I'd have been fine. But I did have in my head where I'm like, I need the story up now because I want to watch today's G1 show.
I just like your WWE Championship match is middle of the card. Your Universal Champion's nowhere to be seen. Like you've ruined Asuka. Like I don't like Dolph Ziggler. I don't like the Bludgeon Brothers as a pair. Like I don't know if the microphones could pick this
But
up.
I don't know.
but there's
Yeah, I
like-
don't know if the microphone.
there's
but
like
something-
dogs
Oh,
howling.
we have ways of checking.
I think
I assume it's a dog trying to match the noise of the siren that you might be able to hear. But
No, they've stopped now. They've
well,
headphones on.
okay. It was me in the background. Now I'm lying. Yeah, I know.
right,
Are we
okay.
looking forward to SummerSlam then, guys?
It'll be all right. SummerSlam, I reckon.
We seen who they reckon AJ Styles' opponent is.
No,
Getting announced on SmackDown this week, but they reckon it might be Samoa Joe.
that'd be good.
That'd be decent, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Do you know that SummerSlam's still in New York?
yeah.
It's weird, that, isn't it?
Because they must have signed some deal with Barclays Centre.
Yeah, I think they did.
Yeah. Yeah, because Brock will be back for SummerSlam, won't he?
Yeah, he will. Yeah, he'll be back. to
Bless
lose.
you.
Who's going to win his?
Couldn't be
Who's going
transferred.
to win his title then? Is it going to be Bobby Lashley, Roman Reigns, or Braun Strowman?
Bobby Lashley. Then
Comedy Braun,
then,
isn't it?
Well, either Bobby or Roman, and then Braun cashes in straight away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They love one of them, don't they? Where title changes, then it changes again.
Probably be Roman Reigns. I think.
You think?
Well,
Or
Bob
did
and
they do-
Lashley
did they
won
do-
on the pay-per-view, didn't they?
Did they do double swerve and have Brock Lesnar retain it and then lose it the next night on Raw in a cash-in?
Could do. That'd be the first time he's wrestled on Raw in ages, though.
It'll be the first time he's wrestled on Raw since 2002.
Yeah.
Because I believe that was a question in last year's Christmas quiz.
Yes, it was. I remember.
Yeah.
And that wasn't That wasn't what won the quiz, was it?
No, what did win the quiz?
I think we remember. Right, that's it for the Royal Grumble for this week. Don't forget to go to facebook.com/Royal Grumble. Don't forget to go to twitter.com/Royal Grumble Pod. The G1 wall charts are still available. Go to royalgrumblepodcast.bidcartel.com. Dan, you're looking at me like you've got something to say.
I was going to do that one, so you're fine.
That's good. Right, yeah, buy G1 wall charts. You're only missed like 5 or 6 days at the moment. You can still catch up. It'll be really fun
4
to do.
days. It will be 6 by the time.
That's why I said it.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it. Say goodbye, Daryl.
Goodbye, Daryl.
Say goodbye, Dan.
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody.